Appointment to the number 2 ranked team in the Division II level at Ashland. 101-47 final in Saginaw Valley. Happy to be back home. It's been almost 2 weeks since they've been here inside O'Neill Arena. We're set from tip. Saginaw Valley wearing the home whites, Northern Michigan in their road green uniforms. Hubner brings it up the floor for the Wildcats, the 5'9 junior, and an early whistle. They got a travel on Hubner. She was bringing it across the floor, so a quick turnover will give it back to Saginaw Valley. Cardinals were held to just 7 points to the Eagles' 26 in the first quarter and outscored in the fourth 31-11. Of course, a very talented team in Ashland, the women's side of things. Cardinals basketball with it. Zaricki will inbound, and Cardinals looking for points on their first offensive trip in this first quarter. Maloney passes it and cuts through. Up comes Cook. Gears trying to free her up if she can. Under 10 on the shot clock. Nice drive from Cook off the window and good. Mariah Cook started 23 minutes against Ashland, held to just 4 points, but a really impressive night for her, a career night at Wayne State. She's got the first bucket for the Cardinals, puts them in front here early, and quickly intercepted by Maddie Berry, who's back from flu-like symptoms, did not play against Wayne. Maloney open for 3. She'll let it fly. Got it. Big triple for Maloney and the Cardinals with 5 quick points to put them in front in the first minute. Wildcats led by Troy Mattson in his 15th season. Veteran head coach in Marquette. It was a tough start, but a recent swing for Northern Michigan. It's got them sitting right in the middle of the pack of the North Division. Under 10 on the shot clock, trying to go inside, intercepted as it was intended for Schultz. Just slipped right through her fingertips. Gears finds Zaricki for 3. 2 off the mark. Cook overcompensated, crashing for the board. And the Wildcats will try to slow it down a little bit. Really good at home, 6-2 for Northern Michigan when playing their home campus in Marquette. Long skip past to Lutz, she'll let it fly. Around and no good. Offensive board, second chance up and good. And that's the senior Aaron Hunkala able to get the Wildcats on the scoreboard. First 2 minutes already gone by the opening quarter. Cardinals clearing out the paint. Schultz waiting inside. Double team results to the turnover. Couple of turnovers by both teams so far. More than 2 minutes gone by. Cards still in front by 3. Talking about Mariah Cook and the night that she had at Wayne State. 17 points. Shot 5 of 12 from 3. Another triple won't go. Inside, Hunkala frees herself up again, but couldn't hit. Back-to-back offensive boards inside, but this time couldn't finish it with points. Skiers running the floor, couldn't get the roll. Went off of the window and popped onto the rim. A fortunate break for the Wildcats. They'll take it. 2:40 gone by, the score holding of 5-2. Lutz thought about it, but didn't want it. She'll let it fly this time. Knocks down the triple, and we're knotted up. Lutz averaging about 33%. She's played 25 minutes or more in 4 of the last 5 games. Has really increased that minutes per game percentage for Northern Michigan. Another team that's been hit hard as McKaylee Kuhn, the freshman, in just 2 minutes went down the last time out. Gears was going for the ball. Schultz was there. Bumped her out of bounds and will pick up the personal. But just the same as Saginaw Valley, it was at Northern Michigan when the senior Aaliyah Hill went down with her season-ending injury. And then for the Wildcats, trying to play without Lexi Smith. Big junior piece to that offense. Then McKaylee Kuhn as well, the freshman who was having a really nice season. Long skip pass again to Lutz. Can she do it again? Bit too strong, kicked off the heel. Zaricki with numbers, looks to push. Maloney in transition for 3. Popped in and out. Kendall Spires new in the ball game, had the rebound, and a foul going to keep it on this end of the floor. They're going to tag it on Schultz. Gears on the bench as Spires in, also the freshman Tori DePerry. Maloney will inbound, 6:25 to play in this first quarter. We're still knotted up. Long inbound pass. DePerry has it. You see Schultz just sagging inside. Berry open for three. Left it just a bit short. Rebound pulled down, and Wildcats looking to see if they can take their first lead of this first quarter. Maddie Berry didn't play at Wayne, but was good enough to go against Ashland. 10 points for her in 28 minutes. Nice defense inside. DePerry throws it right away. And a foul on this end of the floor is going to put Mueller to the free throw line. Nice defensive possession for Saginaw Valley, but DePerry trying to salvage the possession. Just turned and threw it right back to the Wildcats. More substitutions in the early stretch. Huebner will check back out. Bailey Delort, the senior, checking back in. 2 free throws for Mueller. The 6'3 sophomore. First one goes long off the rim, averaging 78% a night. Pretty decent shooting team in Northern Michigan at the stripe. A little over 70%, could be better. Knocks down the second. Had a season-high 15 points at Lake State not too long ago, and Mueller puts the Wildcats in front for the first time. Spires finds Berry, trying to get open for a three. Tight defense on Zaricki. Skip pass finds DePerry. Knocks down the jumper. Tori DePerry puts the Cardinals back in front. She's got her first points, averaging 4 a night. But knocks down that long jumper. Other direction, Cardinals trying to get back on track defensively. See them packing it inside in a 2-3. A lot of movement. The Wildcats just throwing it around the defense. And the triple. Delort fills it up. And Northern Michigan back in front. 2-point stretch for the Wildcats on the road. We mentioned not the best record when playing away from Northern. Just 2-7. Zaricki driving, finds DePerry. Trying to wrap around, but rejected inside and then turned over as Alex was able to clamp down. And Lutz sends it up and will now walk it across the timeline. Past the halfway point. Next stoppage will be Amedia. Wildcats with a bucket can extend their 2-point lead. Long skip. Delort again lets it fly. Misses everything. Offensive board for Alex up and in. Couple of second chances for the Wildcats in this first quarter. And they extend their largest deficit, just 4 points. 4:25 to play. Maloney trying to get open, and you hear Matson calling for the trap. They had it. DePerry for three. Rattled around the rim and popped out. Lutz got a little shaken up there, but seems to be okay. Mariah Cook back to the scorer's table for SVSU. Started the ball game, but has been on the bench. Another skip. Delort has it. Long pass across. Nice tip from Berry, and it goes out of bounds. And that will finally send us into our media window. 6 minutes gone by in this ball game, and the Cardinals trailing by 4 inside O'Neill Arena. Take a break on SVSUCardinals.com. More Wildcats and Cardinal action next. SVSUCardinals.com on this Thursday night. Will be Wildcat basketball to get us back going in quarter number 1. Mariah Cook back in. You see the defensive intensity turned up for Saginaw Valley, trailing by 4. Swiped free, and Cook with the steal, now pushing on the run out. Will stop at the perimeter, looking inside. Back to Cook. She'll launch for 3. Just off the mark. Hunkela rips down the rebound. For Cook, we talked about it, just had 1 triple of 11 attempts going into the Wayne State game. She was able to do a lot of damage, as we mentioned, with 17. And again, Huebner travels. Had one earlier in the first quarter on the first possession for the Wildcats. Mariah finished with 3 triples at Wayne State. It's kind of just like a performance that the senior was waiting for. It's certainly shown those tendencies, but in a game that needed the athleticism, brought it. Fortunately, the Cardinals unable to get that win on the road. Tough place to play in Wayne. Cook again for 3, a bit too strong. Fights for the rebound inside, and it's loose. Zaricki has to pry it free. Thought maybe a tie-up would be the result, but instead they're going to come away with a foul. But a matter of who. They tag it on Lutz. Little over 3 minutes to play in quarter number 1. The Wildcats hanging on to a 4-point lead. Lofted inbound. And an offensive foul called on Spires inside, trying to free herself up on Hunkala. So that will negate the bucket, keep this a 4-point lead for Northern Michigan. Wildcats and Huskies of Michigan Tech were the top 2 ranked teams of the preseason polls coming into conference play, and Saginaw Valley with a big win at Tech. Fortunately couldn't complete the UP sweep. They fell at Northern Michigan on the third, 56-53. DePerry picks up another foul, and so Gears will check in, as will Tyler Scheid, new in the ballgame. But more on that first matchup against Northern Michigan. Cardinals were right there, even with losing Aaliyah Hill. Hunkala's got it. Long skip pass across to Lutz. A defense by Cook. Hunkala driving baseline. Looks to skip. Maloney right there for the steal. Cook hit the deck on the drive, but it's back with the Cardinals. 2:25 to play. Cook trying to go left side all alone, off the window, and good. Runner goes for the senior. The Cardinals back down by a pair. Northern Michigan outscored SVSU 19-14 in the fourth quarter. That's what helped them overcome a fourth quarter deficit. Now Zaricki with a swipe and the run out. We're tied at 11. Couple of buckets for the Cardinals off of some strong defense, and it's knotted us back at 11. Under 2 minutes remaining in this first quarter. Northern Michigan in that first matchup outscored the Cards 17-7. Saginaw Valley the rest of the way was fighting back, but outscored Northern 19-9 in the second. 2-point deficit going into halftime. So that was Hunkala that went down hard on the contact. Matson standing with hands on hips as the clock is stopped at 1:42. This is a Northern team that's already really banged up. And both teams going to head to their bench. Go ahead and kick it to a break inside by herself, but nonetheless gingerly off the floor. And boy, what a loss that is for Northern Michigan. First one's good. Hunkala was just 3 of 13 from the floor at Grand Valley State, but the senior a big piece. Hopefully we see her back in this ball game, as it looked like it was just a nasty collision, knee to knee maybe. Hopefully nothing, that just some rest here, and then she can get back in the ball game. Schultz hit both, and it put the Wildcats in front by 2. So Ricky couldn't hit in traffic. Approaching a minute to play in the first quarter. Hubner with it, working on Zaricki. Pruitt calling for the Cardinals to pick up the defensive intensity. Inside to Schultz with 10 on the shot clock. Maloney comes in and swipes it away. Cardinals pressuring the Wildcat bigs. Maloney fouled, count it. Forcing turnovers and pushing the other direction. That the 8th for Northern Michigan. And the Cardinals with their 11th points off the turnover. Maloney looking to make it 12 and give the Cardinals the lead with a minute to play. Sinks the free throw. Now Pruitt wants the full court look, but everybody clears out for Hubner with Zaricki on her. Cards in front with under a minute to play. Maloney just 59% from the stripe, but able to knock down the free throw to give the Cards the 1-point advantage in the final moments of quarter number 1. Gears coming out on Schultz. Looks to work one-on-one. Scheid comes over. Tough shot, rattles around and pops out. Maloney trying to stay on her feet. Cards have it, but about a 5-second differential between shot and game. Cook, no matter, works. Foul, book it. The senior with 6 now leads all scorers. Chance to make it 7, and the Cardinals with some tough finishes inside. rattles in and out, can't complete the three-point play. 3-point advantage for the Cards. Shot clock flipped off for the final 20 seconds. Hubner working on Zaricki. Scheid steps up. Hubner needs help. Entry pass to Schultz at the free throw line. Under 10 to play. Nice pass from Hubner. Poked free, but they'll say that I believe Scheid came in and knocked it free. Zaricki got a hand on the ball, but I don't think realized how much of it she'd get. Knocked it loose and then went for the steal. But right at that time, Hubner slipped back door and a good feed. Puts the junior at the free throw line, and the first one knocks off the iron. Hometown product from Marquette. Started 5 games last year, but in much more of a familiar starting role this year for the Wildcats. Splits the pair. Cook looks to push the pedal with just 2 seconds. 1 second to the rim, off the window, and a bit too strong. She got there, but the senior couldn't finish it at the horn. But the Cardinals will still take a 2-point advantage into the end of quarter number 1. Second quarter comes your way next on SVSUCardinals.com. We'll talk about first quarter stats next. None. We're about set to start quarter number 2. Mariah Cook leads the way with 6. Maddie Maloney with 6 as well. Cook's got it. She'll try a 3. Just missed it. Knocked off the back heel, and the Wildcats pull it down and look to push. Northern Michigan team that still has no Aaron Hunkela on the bench. Over on the medical trainer's table. Went down with what looked like a knee-to-knee collision in quarter number 1, and a big loss to their post game. Schultz tries a turnaround shot around the rim, no good. Barry settles down the rebound. Just that time of the year with both teams and even around the conference. Tough with the flu, injuries. It's a time in January where a lot of things can come into play. Barry for 3. No good. Cardinals continue to struggle from 3. Now just 1 of 8. Make it 1 of 9 as Cook had 1 as well to start the second quarter. Barry had 1. Lone triple was knocked down by Maloney. She's 1 of 2. Schultz has it again right where she had it last possession. Instead goes out. Right back to her. Good interior defense by the Cardinals. Trying to finish the job. And a rebound from Gears will complete it. Zaricki on the run out. Cook just takes it across the timeline. Looking left side. Nice pass to Caitlin Gears off the window and good. Gears with her first points. And the Cardinals with a nice feed from Cook inside. Extend their lead. Zaricki gets a piece of it. Still with Hubner. Struggling as a freshman on junior. But Zaricki, the way that she plays, tough for anyone to settle her down. Alex has it. Across to Lutz. One more skip to Hubner. A shot fake drive. Shot clock dwindling. Schultz will fire. Banked it off the glass and in. Averaged 33%. A lot of gas on the triple, but Schultz kind of turned her head and rolled her eyes a little bit, but she'll certainly take it, as will the Wildcats. They trim the lead back to 1. Cook with it. Wanted to go baseline. Was back up top. Slip from Gears inside. Had her shot deflected. And they'll give it to Northern Michigan. More substitutions as the freshman Sam Potter checks in from Royal Oak. Has played in all but 1 game this season. 2 points in 29 minutes at Grand Valley. Off the bench. Tough inbound as they find Lutz. Wants everybody to clear out. Cook right there. Lutz across half court. Again, the contact. Cook, the senior, locked in defensively. DePerry comes in and an offensive foul called. Lutz looking at the official who said that the elbow had come extended. That's what results in the call to send it the other way. It's been back and forth. Both teams have led by a little bit of a stretch. Nothing more than 5. And that was the Cardinals in the early go. It's back to 1 in quarter number 2. Barry with it up top. Cards have struggled from 3. They found a lot of their success off turnovers and inside. Zaricki continuing that. Gets her own rebound. Nice one more pass to DePerry, completes the play. The baseline jumper goes down for DePerry. She's got 4. Knocked down half the shots she's tried, 2 of 4. More than 3 minutes expired in quarter number 2. Cards back in front by 3. Wildcats keep it up top, and Saginaw Valley has switched. They were in a zone, but now switched more to a man defense. Caitlin Gears to the table. Will check back in as DePerry picks up her first personal. 6:44 to play before halftime. A lot of action going on around the conference as Lake State and Wayne State already started. It's halftime for the women. Warriors in front 43-32. We'll get you more scores in a minute. Schultz has it right baseline. Cook comes in and pokes it free as trying to pass it out to Lutz. Zaricki right side off the window, give it to her. Might have anticipated the contact and Lutz backed off. Just picked up the offensive. Smart on her, didn't want to pick up another one. Still stayed there though, her body to be an obstacle for Zaricki, but able to sneak it over off the glass and through. Cards back in front by 5. This tied for their largest deficit. Schultz picks her dribble up, tries the floater. Died off the front end of the rim, no. Alayek's right there for it. Landed in her hands, good from the right side. And Maloney just outsized simply inside by the 6'2 sophomore from Madrid. 4 minutes gone in the second quarter. Cards lead is back to 3. Zaricki off a screen left side. Working middle, finds Cook. Open 3. Bit too strong. Rebound for Potter, and the Wildcats back the other direction. Couple of misses for Saginaw Valley. But this game, again, just continues to be back and forth. Cards pick up a foul as they're trying to clamp down on Lutz, but they'll call it on Barry up top. Halftime for the women also was Ashland still at home hosting Ferris State, 60-36 for the Eagles. Other games in action, Northwood hosting Tech, and a 10-4 advantage for the home Timberwolves over the Huskies. Just underway, Purdue Northwest hosting Grand Valley. We'll get you more scores as that one continues on. Up top with it, Mueller looking to work. Goes outside to Lutz, now back with her. Guarded by the freshman Scheid. Step back, left it short. And the rebound finally settled down as Scheid hit the deck. Cards in front by 3. And past the halfway point in quarter number 2. Scheid with it left elbow, looking for Barry, has it rejected out. Under 10 on the shot clock. Zaricki trying to find a soft spot in this defense and was fouled on the way up. Looked like a great trip down the floor for Northern Michigan defensive. Zaricki shoots 2. First one is good for the freshman. Northwood men hosting Tech. That one's set for 8. Second one kicks off the heel. Loose. Gears with the offensive board. Can the freshman make up for it? Yep. Knocks down the triple, and the Cardinals in front by their largest margin of 7 tonight. 4.5 to play before halftime. And a big 3 where the Cardinals have not had many in this first half. Potter with it in the corner. Goes to Schultz on the left extended block. Goes to work on Gears. Turnaround shot, good. Jessica Schultz shooting 48%, just about half from field in 27 minutes a night. Another big knockdown inside, and it draws it back to 5. Zaricki inside, right to the block, had it knocked free, stayed with it. One more pass to Gears. Still nothing, sails it back up top. Cards at the reset button with 10 to go on the shot clock, now 5. Almost went down again. The Cards taken to the final seconds of the shot clock, and the freshman had to hoist one up. Deficit is 5 for Saginaw Valley with 3:30 to play. Other 2 matchups, Purdue Northwest men hosting Grand Valley. That one will tip at 8. And then the nightcap, Parkside and Davenport at 8:30 our time. And a foul called as Mueller was going up with it. Deloric checks back in. DePerry and Spires for SVSU. Gears and Scheid head to the bench. Mueller shoots 2. First one goes long. The sophomore had a trip earlier in this first half, split the pair. Does it again. 2 points for, both coming at the free throw line. Schultz leads the way for the Wildcats with 7. But for Saginaw Valley, they've done a good job of mixing their scoring, and they've done a good job of finding points inside as well as out. DePerry will let it fly. Let it go a bit to the right. The Wildcats pull down the defensive board. One of the takeaways that they've done well in this first half is owning the glass. 19-8 the rebound battle as Schultz can't hit again. Without Hunkela, who's now on the bench, hopefully can see her, if not in this second quarter, after a break she gets at halftime. Spires hits the deck, tries to get it out to DePerry. She does. Cook wanted it, now has it. Shot clock at 10. Spires will let one go for 3. Off the mark, offensive board for Cook. No open space, just works it back up top. 2:20 to play before half. Cards in front by 4. Barry's got it for 3. Too strong. Cook bats it out, but the Cards can't secure it. And Huebner's there for the job. Four-point lead, under 2 to play in this first half. Schultz has it. Potter came over, cleared out, inside out. One more for Lutz for 3. Got it. Big triple, the 4th of the night for Northern. And it moves this deficit back to 1. Cardinals had led by 7. Actually a 6-0 run for Northern. It was 26-19 Cards. DePerry tries to end it. That's not the shot, but Spires there again for another offensive board. And Jenny Pruitt wants to take a timeout. Talk things over with 1:23 to play. Just a third game in, 1-1. Excuse me, 1-0 in conference play. Cards have it out of their 30-second break. Zaricki slipping, left it short. And Huebner secures the rebound. It's what the Cardinals were looking for inside. The freshman got open but couldn't hit from the field. 1:10 to play. Look at the battle between Schultz and Gears inside. Huebner will find her. And turned over. Schultz on a bounce was trying to bail out to Potter. Long pass. Cook goes one more to Zaricki. Up top, Barry for an open 3. Off the mark. Cards have had a lot of open looks from 3, but have not had the favorable percentage in this first half, and it keeps them in front by just a point. 40 seconds to play, 20-second differential. So a lot of time left for anything to happen. Cards can hang on to the lead, or the Wildcats to regain one. Schultz working, turnaround shot, left it short. Cook had it, lost it. Deloric, one more. Potter off the window, around and out. Shot clock flipped off as the Wildcats can't catch a break. That one went begging around the rim and fell out. Final 10 of the first half. Cook traveled. Had it up top, but shuffled their feet off the give from the third quarter on SVSUCardinals.com. Chris Yard rejoining you from O'Neill Arena. Approaching the 7 o'clock mark, and we're set to start the third quarter. 1 point lead for Saginaw Valley at home. Again, trying to move on from what's been 3 straight losses, falling in 4 of their last 5. The one in there was a big win on the road at Davenport. Cards win and took care of business, 78-69 over the Panthers. But it's been a tough stretch. Home against Grand Valley, at Wayne State, and then at number 2 Ashland. Schultz has it on the Wildcats' opening trip. Slowly looking to attack. Shot up and good. Saw Zaricki try to come in, but Schultz puts the Wildcats in front on their first trip down the floor offensively. 30 seconds gone by. That's the matchup that works, is inside for Northern Michigan. Don't give time for the Cardinals to clamp. Cook on the turnaround floater, good. Put the Cardinals back in front as the two teams trade field goals in the first minute. Good news for Wildcat fans is did see Hunkala warming up, taking shots out on the floor before the start of the third quarter, but does not start this third quarter. He's on the bench. It looks like getting ice taped up on her knees, so maybe just wasn't enough comfort for her to go. Potter, the offensive board, can't get it. Still loose inside. Schultz tried to crash for it, but lost it. This is a game that is missing that presence, and this could be a night that Hunkala has to sit the remainder of the game. Of course, you don't want to push it. It's tough because it's a league game. This one was tight in Marquette. Will likely be tight tonight. Barry takes it left side, has her shot rejected inside by Potter. Couple of buckets to start this third quarter, then a couple of stops on both ends of the floor. Back to Schultz on the right block. Wildcats making it a priority to go inside to Schultz. Now outside, right back in. Lutz for three. Got it. Had one in the first half. And a big triple for the Wildcats to put them back in front. Lutz with her third triple tonight. She's got 9. 2 minutes gone by, 2-point lead. Cook worked on Lutz. Had her certainly off balance, but just got rid of it. Now Maloney looking inside the guard, in trouble, finds Zaricki. Nice Euro step. Couldn't finish, though. Had to force her way in the middle of the paint, and then had to try to fight back to the right side. Didn't have enough English off the right side of the window. Left it short. 2.5 minutes expired in the third quarter. Cards trail by 2. And Schultz was driving. They'll say Gears had her hands 2 inside, and that brings Kendall Spires up off the bench. Cardinals looking for their first postseason bid since 2017. Last 2 years, they've been left out of that conversation. What's been a really tough South Division to hang around in. That's really top-heavy with number 2 Ashland, number 3 Grand Valley. And then Wayne State taking that number 3 spot despite being 5-6 in conference play. Schultz working on Spires, stopped in the paint, turns around, and a foul they call. As Kendall Spires was in there too aggressive on Schultz. Again, Wildcats wanting the one-on-one matchup and then working from there. Cards trying to be careful of double teaming, especially inside or out. And Lutz has knocked down 3 triples tonight. Cards just 2 of 16 from 3, leaving Northern Michigan 4 of 9. First one is perfect for Schultz. Averages 83%. Now the active best free throw percentage on this team. Sinks them both. You wonder who was in that top spot. Was McKaylee Kuhn at 86%, but just 19 of 22. Schultz coming in tonight, 43 of 52. Rarely misses. Zaricki double teamed up top. In trouble, has to get rid of it to DePerry. One more pass to Cook. Maloney wide open in the corner. Cook will take it herself. Left it short. Crashing with DePerry. Both can't pull down the rebound, and both go long in the near sideline. It gives it back to Northern Michigan, who's in front by 4 and a chance to work it. Cards bring a full court look. Maloney, that trip down was open inside. Intercepted by Maloney. Pass went tipped off. Delorit looking for the skip. Now intercepted. Hubner right there. Looked like Maloney had an option inside, but tried to go with the long pass and turned it over. Cards did a great job in the first half of limiting the turnovers. They've picked up a couple here in the third. Schultz inside, looking to go right. Window good. She'll take you middle, and then so long and lengthy will go right side where she has the advantage. Send it off the window. Cards have Scheid at the table, as well as Cian Farah for the first time tonight. We'll be checking in. 4 minutes expired. Zaricki finds Cook. Left hand can't finish. Tips it long. And Zaricki can't save it. Couple of prime looks for the Cards inside, but cannot finish. And they trail by 6. Largest lead for the Wildcats tonight. Third quarter has been troubling for the Cardinals. Again, Northern trying to find Schultz. They've got her. Skipped it to Lutz, who'll try a 3 again. Hits the deck, no call. Ball goes out of bounds, give it to the Cards. And Lutz looking at the official saying, thought that was a foul. Ended up on the deck. So Barry and Cook head to the bench for the Cards, and Cianfera in for the first time. Tyler Scheid back in. Both teams shooting in the 30s from the field. Cards 32%, Northern Michigan at 37, but the difference has been made up from beyond the arc for Northern Michigan. 5 of 10 from 3. Maloney around the pressure. Bounce pass to Scheid. Wasn't quite ready for it. 10 on the shot clock. Zaricki right side, looking to wrap. Skips it. Cianfera one more. Maloney for 3. Off the mark. Cards have had fits from downtown, and they continue. 2 of 18 tonight. Open 3 on the other end. Good. Wildcats now in front by 9, their largest lead. As Delort knocked down the triple, and then Zaricki heads to the floor hard. Past the halfway point, this will lead us to our media window in quarter number 3, and it's been all Northern Michigan to start this second half. Cardinals struggling to keep up, just 2 points scored. 12-2 advantage for the Wildcats in quarter number 3, and it's put the Cards down by their largest margin tonight. Cardinal basketball with 4:44 to play, trying to work down from a 9-point deficit as it's been swiped away by Delort. Again, the Cards had done a great job of limiting the turnovers, but they're 6. Delort's got it, goes inside to Schultz. Back up, Delort will try a 3. Got it. Wildcats heating up from downtown. That's their 6. And the Cardinals just 2 of 18 from 3. That is the biggest difference between these two. Zaricki knocks down a much-needed floater, and the Cardinals end what's been more than 4 minutes of scoreless play. Inbound pass to Delort. Lutz picks up a double team, but quickly finds Delort. One more, open triple. Again, the Wildcats, as it's Potter this time that knocks it down. Her first points of the night, but was wide open, let it go. And a 13-point lead. Gears had it and was fouled on the attempt. Potter came stepping in. Thought Gears had it open initially, but just with the shot fake, and was able to draw the foul. Now the officials talking inside. Might be on who it's against, as Potter was there, but I believe Schultz was as well. So they will call it on the freshman. 13-point deficit for the Cards. So back from the break, and it'll be Gears shooting free throws for the Cards. First one's good. Saginaw Valley looking to trim into what was a 13-point deficit. Second one goes in as well. Woes continue for the Cards, 2 of 18 from 3, but Northern Michigan 8 of 14. Cards have tried to pack it inside. We're in a zone earlier in the ball game. Have gone with a much more one-on-one look as Maloney gets her shoe on it. The ball will roll all the way down to the other floor. Wildcats outglassing the Cardinals 31-16 inside, and that's without Aaron Hunkela. Averages about 7 a night. Schultz has it. Quickly back to Lutz. Wildcats open up the paint as Potter has it. Now Schultz slipping inside. Dump pass to Schultz on the left block. Turnaround shot, good. Wildcats heating up from the field in the third quarter, and they're back in front by 13. Nice slip to DePerry, can't finish. It's exactly the look that the Cards were looking for, but the freshman inside couldn't get it on line. Gears denying all the way up top. Now DePerry on Potter. 2:35 to play again inside. Schultz will take Gears to the baseline. And Gears picks up another touch foul. That's number 3 for Gears. She'll head to the bench, as will Berry and DePerry. Tyler Shine, Maloney, and Cook checking in. Zaricki and Maloney, your Cardinal 5. 2.5 to play. Zaricki tried to swipe it free, but the Wildcats reset up top. Lutz has it. Keeps it on the near sideline. Spires fighting inside with Schultz for position. Baseline jumper, no good. And Scheid settles it down. Cards look to push. Long up pass to Zaricki. Goes outside. Cook will try the open 3. Got it. Third triple of the night for the Cards. They're just shooting 11%. A percentage that'll likely go up, increase a little bit as the Wildcats clear the pressure with ease. Alex went inside, back out. Now Delorit. Spires and Schultz fighting for position. They're trying the jumper. Got it. Thought a couple elbows were thrown there. But Schultz able to knock down the jumper. And it's back to a 12-point lead. Back to Cook. Little shot fake. Guard drives inside, goes back up top. Minute 25 to play before the final quarter. Spires with it. Maloney tries a 3. Pops in and out. Spires right there for the offensive board. Foul, count it. Second chance points for the Cards, as Maloney couldn't hit the triple, but now Spires looking for a 3-point play of her own. Back to a 10-point lead as Mueller checks in, and Schultz will head to the bench. Matson trying to freshen up his senior before the final quarter begins. Spires misses her free throw, is shooting 20% from the charity stripe. Came into tonight 4 of 20. So the lead stays at 10 for Northern Michigan. Final minute of this fourth, and Zaricki looking for the swipe. Got too aggressive on Lutz, who hit the court. Just the first for Zaricki, who normally finds herself dealing with, don't want to say a lot of fouls, but plays at a high intensity and will find herself sometimes picking up fouls through the first couple of quarters and having to deal with it in the final later minutes. Long pass, almost intercepted, but Hubner there for it. Less than a minute in the third. Lutz goes inside, Mueller with it, guarded by Spires. And Scheid picks up the foul with 6 seconds on the shot clock. And that will be free throws. So it'll be Sam Potter, Eddie Berry over to the table and quickly comes in. Potter 9 of 12 from the stripe coming into tonight. Sinks the first one. Second one around and out. And then Mueller picks up the foul as Spires was going for the rebound. He got fouled. 23-11 the advantage for the Wildcats in this third quarter, as they have come alive from 3. 8 of 14 that they've knocked down. At the end of the first half, they had just 2. 18 of those 24, you do that math, from 3. Spires with it. Berry trying to wrap, denied by Lutz. Now with the sophomore Berry. One more, Spires, and finishes. Lead back to single digits as the Cards pick up the pressure, but with one pass, able to clear it. Final 20 seconds of the third quarter. Shot clock flipped off. Seeing if Saginaw Valley can come up with one more stop. Feels like momentum on the line before the final quarter begins. Down to 5. Hubner left side all the way. Window good. And Hubner looked like almost went into submission. See if the Cardinals can try to erase an 11-point deficit to start the fourth. Chris Hurd with you on this Thursday night. Last day in the month of January. Maloney up top, goes one more. Spires goes in the corner. Cook with it. Left side, window good. Mariah Cook, who's been strong tonight for the Cardinals, give her 2 more, now 13. She's led the efforts for the Cardinals in what was a strong first half. Into the locker room, slowed a bit in the second quarter. But Zaricki with 10, Maloney with 6. And then DePerry, Spires, and Gears with 4. That's it. Inside, Schultz with it. Had Lutz for a moment. Now back in. Looks to take Spires to the baseline. Left it, begging off the rim. Hubner almost pried that rebound free. Maloney finds Zaricki. Nice defense from Hubner to get back. Bounce pass to Spires on the left block. Looking for the up and under, not there. Finds Berry slipping, foul. Count it. Spires hits the deck hard as at the last second just got rid of it on a bounce pass to Berry. And so Spires will have to limp out of this ball game as it really looks like an ankle issue for Kendall Spires, and DePerry checking back in. Exits picking up the assist, but a couple of huge losses for both teams in this game tonight. Berry sinks the free throw, and the Cards trailing now by just 6. 5-0 run to start this fourth quarter. As just a minute's gone by. Lutz trying to deal with Cook. One of the best on-ball defenders that the Cardinals have to offer. Schultz now guarded by DePerry, who's clear with the 2 hands high. Turnaround shot to the right, no good. Tipped. DePerry can't settle it down, and finally Maloney in as Schultz, I don't think, realized where it was. Zaricki on the shot fake. Outside Berry with it. Minute and a half gone by, driving in and fouled. And Mattson heavily disagrees, and Mueller going to have to come off the bench. That's number 3 on Schultz. So she will stay. Some confusion there, but Potter will head to the bench. Pruitt gets a word with her Cardinal guards, Maloney and Cook. Sinks the first one. Maddie Berry is a 94% free throw shooter for the Cards. Far and away their best. Second one is good. She's missed 1 free throw this entire season. Was 80% last year and has upped that average now in her second campaign in Saginaw. Cards with a 7-0 run to start this quarter. Trailing by 4 with 8 minutes to play in the fourth. Mueller up top. Hubner came too, but inside Schultz with it. Left it short. And DePerry has settled things down inside for the Cards. Schultz continuing to try to go right. Berry open for 3. Cards trail by 1. Berry with her first shot to go from the field, but looked like she has been in a rhythm all night with how online that one was. And the Cardinals with a 10-0 run to start the fourth. Hubner working on Zaricki. Lutz inside to Schultz. And a foul away from the play. First team foul for the Cards in this fourth quarter, as Saginaw Valley with a lot of their points coming at the free throw line. Entry pass inside to Schultz. Looking to go right. Window good every time for Schultz, and it looks automatic. First bucket ends a 10-0 run for the Cards. Zaricki really wanted a triple, but finds Maloney. Almost stolen. Skip to Cook. One more to DePerry. Window got it. Great ball movement for the Cards. And it's back to a 1-point lead. Poked out of bounds by Maloney. Cards had the 1-point halftime lead and went back and forth to start the third quarter. But Saginaw Valley went 4 minutes unanswered in the third, and that's the time that Northern Michigan surged out to take the lead, as it was as many as 13 at one point, 11 to end the third quarter. Lutz right around Zaricki, goes all the way to the right, fouled and counted. Lutz and DePerry both hit the court, but somehow the junior was able to find that to go through the rim. She'll go to the line for the three-point play, averaging just 5 points a night, but Lutz now with 11. 3 triples will certainly help. Let the free throw go long. Zaricki and DePerry both went for the rebound, and the freshman was able to get rid of it. Should clarify, as both are freshmen, DePerry had it. Cards trailing by 3, 6:40 to play. Cook swatted from behind by Schultz on the drive. And now Hubner driving. Skip pass to Lutz. Open for 3. Around and out. Mueller offensive board good. Back-to-back buckets. 5-point advantage for the Wildcats. Over 6 minutes to play. Nice slip from Maloney. Finds DePerry. Foul count it. Mueller hits the floor hard as this physical ball game continues between these two. This was the pace that we had in the first matchup, despite the Cardinals led going into the fourth. We're outscored by 8 in the final quarter. Well, now it was an 11-point lead for Northern Michigan to start the fourth. DePerry sinks the free throw. Full court pressure, inbounded to Lutz, goes right back to Hubner. Cards trail by 2 with 6 minutes to play, not even halfway. Lutz wanting to go to Schultz, almost throws it away. DePerry with the defense, settling things down. Entry pass back to Schultz. Right side, left it long. And Barry there for the rebound. Cardinals running long passes to Ricky. Found herself open, but the Wildcats get back on D. Euro step, spin off the glass, no. The freshman got the look that she wanted, but again, couldn't finish inside. Cook with 13, Zaricki with 10. The Cards have gotten some scoring with 8 for Maddie Berry in this fourth quarter. Schultz popped in and out. Kick to Cook for 3. Got it. Cards back in front in the fourth. Cards have erased an 11-point deficit to start this fourth quarter, as Cook knocks down the biggest triple of the night for the Cards, her second. Give her 16 on the evening. Entry pass to Schultz, who's got it. Looking to go right. Now left. Off the window, good. Schultz finally ends what's been a drought for the Wildcats from the field with a bucket. And it puts Northern back in front by 2. Cook again for 3. Got it. Third of the night, and it's a new season high for the senior. And now the turnover. Zaricki wrapping, can't finish. Again, the freshman inside. She'll have to laugh that one off. Entered into Schultz. Goes left again and snuck that one through, and Matson wanted a three-point play. And we're locked up at 60. DePerry the finish, and a nice feed from Maloney in traffic. Cards back in front, and a back and forth physical contest continues. Mueller with it, wants to go all the way, lost it. 3:30 to play. Cards can extend a 2-point lead. DePerry tries a three. Just missed off the back heel. Lutz working on Cook. Floats it to Huebner. And a foul inside as DePerry got too aggressive on Schultz. Leads us to a media window. 3:11 to play. Cardinals in front by 2, trying to end a 3-game conference. Officials wanted to make sure that it was Wildcat basketball, and it was the Spires foul on, DePerry foul on Schultz, as we do see Kendall Spires back in for Saginaw Valley, and the officials want to make sure that they've got that right. 3:11 to play, and the Cardinals started this fourth quarter trailing, but a 23-10 fourth quarter, still with 3:11 to play for Saginaw Valley. Outscored by the Wildcats 25-13 in the third, and they've answered that in the fourth. Kind of odd because you saw the same thing the first time that the two met in the first quarter back in December 7th. That was in Marquette. Northern Michigan had a 17-7 first quarter over the Cards, but then Saginaw Valley answered with a 19-9 quarter of their own. Both teams took a tied 26-26 game into the locker room. Almost exactly what we had here tonight. The end of the month of January. Spires poked it free of Schultz. Picks up a foul. Maddie Berry over to the scores table, and she'll check in. So they've gotten some much-needed scoring from Berry. Hit a triple, couple shots from the field, 8 points in this fourth. They go to Schultz. Clearing out the right side for her. Berry steps in. Turnaround shot, left it short. Under 3 minutes to play. Cards in front by 2. Cook working. Didn't like the baseline go. The board's back up top. Maloney will clear out. Berry open for 3. Around and out. Boy, did that one almost go. And Spires picks up another foul inside. DePerry on the bench taking a break. 2:32 to play, and now Spires will check out. That brings the freshman up off the bench. 4 points for Kendall Spires tonight. Picks up foul number 5, 4 boards. Did a great job of having to defend Schultz inside. Normally the Wildcats with Erin Hunkla, who left back in the first quarter. She had ice taped on her right knee, but now nothing. Sitting on the bench, and wonder if we'll see her in the final moments. Second one is up and good for Huebner. Now we're back tied. Wildcats shooting free throws the rest of the way for the final 2:25. Zaricki in trouble, finds DePerry. Shot fake. Way too strong off the glass. Northern a chance to put themselves back in front. Cards have done a great job defensively in this fourth quarter. Schultz scrapping with DePerry, now has it. Works into the paint. Picks up a foul. Just way too aggressive on Schultz. And that will put the senior at the free throw line, who shoots 83%. And that's number 4. Gears had 4 points, but 3 fouls. She's been on the bench for a long stretch. Maddie Berry with 3 of her own. Northern back in front. Sinks them both. And Matson now takes a timeout of his own, wants a full one. So we'll take a break with both our teams. Trailing by 2. Let's see how this one shakes up in the final 2 minutes. Cards go right to Cook. Up top to DePerry. Now Zaricki. Inside stops. Back to DePerry. Hesitates and fouled. And Schultz picks up number 4. She's got 24, far and away the offensive production tonight for Northern. First one settles in for DePerry. She's got 12. Just her second trip to the stripe tonight. Sinks them both. Cards have tied it. $1:45 to play. Cook pokes it free. It's going to stay with Northern. And now I think the officials want to take a look at it. Was tight on the near sideline. Cook got a hand in there and poked it free, but the way that Huebner reacted, you thought maybe she had the last touch on it. And the officials want to take a look at that one. Cardinal men in Northern Michigan set to go as soon as this one is over. Tipped at 6 o'clock, and we're a little more than an hour and a half in. Minute 44 to play in the fourth quarter as the Cardinals, Jenny Pruitt's club, have fallen in their last 3 games, but it's been an incredibly tough stretch. And to play Grand Valley at home. Back from the break, they say that it is Wildcat possession. Inbounded it to Alex. Cardinals looking for the pressure. Alex gets rid of it. Huebner entry pass to Schultz. Final minute and a half from Saginaw. DePerry hits the deck, as did Schultz, and they're going to get DePerry for the block, as DePerry was looking to try to take the senior out of the ball game. But instead takes herself out. Pruitt pitching her case to the official on the near sideline, but needs to bring in a 5th player. Spires has already fouled out, now DePerry, and that will bring Caitlin Gears up off the bench and will check back in. Wildcats leading free throw percentage shooter at the line in Jessica Schultz. Sinks her first one, and it gives the Wildcats the advantage back. 25 tonight. Misses the second one. Offensive board, good, up and in for Alex. And a 3-point trip down that end of the floor for Northern Michigan. Minute 20 to play. Cards don't need 3. And turn it over instead inside, and Maloney now limping. Little over a minute to play. Points could be detrimental this end of the floor as Maloney is in clear pain on her left ankle. Lob to Schultz. Turnaround floater. Couldn't get the roll. Cook inside. Finds Berry. Off the window and good. I believe Matson takes a timeout, and he does. So the Wildcats will beat the pressure, and they'll have it on their own end of the floor right next to their bench. Believe that this is a 30 or a full. Both teams taking a seat, so I believe this will be a minute timeout. We'll step aside on SVSUCardinals.com. Wildcats lead it by a point. 41 seconds, all that's left in this first game of tonight's GLIAC doubleheader. Wildcat basketball with 41 seconds left. Thought that off the timeout. Matson pointed. Thought that they'd have it there, but Northern Michigan killing clock as Lutz working on Zaricki. Beats the timeline. About 11 seconds between shot and game clock. Zaricki got her hand on it. Brings the pressure on Lutz, and Matson takes another timeout. Shot clock stops at 14 seconds. Didn't like what he saw. And the Cardinals trying to tighten up the defense. Just a 30-second timeout with 25 seconds to play. O'Neill Arena. What will be a huge advantage for the Cards to try to get their first postseason bid since 2017. Zaricki up top on Lutz. Under 10 on the shot clock. Guards got to be careful not to foul. And they do. 5 on the shot clock. And now that'll put Lutz at the free throw line. Schultz will check out and Potter will check in as Matson wanting to avoid Schultz picking up number 5. Cards with Maloney, Zaricki, Gears, Cook, and Barry out on the floor. First one is good for Elizabeth Lutz. She was 0 for 1 prior to this trip. Sinks them both. Jenny Pruitt wants a timeout. Cards will have it, trailing by 3. Can see if they'll go with a quick 2 or try to set something up for an open 3 look. Here comes Maloney off a screen. Good defense by the Wildcats. Driving, finds Scheid. Turnaround shot, left it short, loose underneath. Maloney hits the deck, and Zaricki picks up a foul. 2 seconds to play, and now Mueller will walk the length of the floor for 2 free throws and a chance to seal it. Sinks the first one, and that makes this a 2-possession game. Perfect on both. Now Jenny Pruitt.
At Saginaw Valley.
Final 2 seconds of this ball game. The Cards have it. They'll inbound to Barry for 3. Too strong off the glass. And this one's final.